and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. Today what we're going to be doing is changing these two lines which are already installed. It's like, here's one I prepared earlierism. We're going to be changing your brake lines on your Phaser to braided brake lines, and bleeding them, and also changing the brake pads. So I'll be running you through how to do all of that. If it's something you're interested in, please stay. If not, feel free to leave. But if you're new here, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and also the like thumb. It means a lot, it helps me out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.
Before you start, you'll need .4 brake fluid. I had about half a litre, and that did enough. It was one can. An 8mm spanner. This is for the bleed nipples on the calipers. You'll need a 12mm spanner or socket for the original bolts, and a 14mm socket or spanner for the bolts that come with the HEL brake kit. A length of clear tube to fit the bleed nipple, or a bleed kit, one or the other, either will do. New brake lines. Make sure you have copper crush washers and bolts to go with them. 4 new brake pads if you're doing your brake pads as well, and around about 5,000 litres of brake cleaner spray, or I suppose one can will do. Firstly, you'll need to bleed the old system. I personally use a one-man bleed kit. It just has a non-return valve essentially that just makes it a bit easier. They're about €7 to €10, well worth the investment. Anywho, hook on the bleed pipe or just your clear plastic tube onto your bleed nipple, and pump out the fluid by repeatedly squashing on the brake lever after cracking your bleed nipple open just a little bit. Once the reservoir is fully clear and no more fluid is being pumped out, you can stop. Then, when removing the old lines, make sure you wrap them up good, as there will be excess fluid ready to spew forth and destroy all painted surfaces and your sole. Also, if you're concerned about your skin parts, wear gloves. Once removed, plug up the hole in the caliper, as it will continue to dribble a bit, and you just don't want that getting onto your brake discs and brake pads if you're going to reuse them. Or just fit your new lines as soon as possible. Remember, it goes bolt, crush washer, line end, crush washer into caliper. Or if you're on a double line, like from your reservoir or brake master cylinder, just add an extra line end and a crush washer. Easy but mucho importante, so don't forget your crush washers. Once your new lines are refitted, fill the reservoir back up and begin bleeding. Same as before, but worse. So much worse. Pump the lever 3 times or so, and hold it closed or fully compressed, and crack open the bleed nipple. Once you're finished that, close the bleed nipple again before you release the pressure on the lever. Keep repeating this until you start to get fluid through the pipe. Don't worry if it takes a while before you start to see fluid. Manually bleeding brakes from empty is a known massive pain in the ass, and if you're nervous, bring it to a professional. Very important note as well, do not run out of fluid. Keep checking your brake reservoir, because if you run out of fluid and accidentally pump air back into the lines, you have to start from almost scratch. Eventually you will get fluid running through the line and into your clear plastic tube. What you want to do then is just keep repeating the 3 pumps and crack open your bleed nipple until there are no more bubbles at all, not even small ones. Any air left in the system will affect your braking. Brake fluid is incompressible for a reason, and air, unfortunately, is not that. Otherwise, our lives would be a lot easier. Once you have both sides fully bled, in this case, give everything a good clean off with brake cleaner. Don't be stingy, brakes are important. So is nice paint, so clean everything down with the brake cleaner. Don't worry about it if the brake cleaner makes everything look dry and not shiny. That's just how brake cleaner is. You can clean it up later. Then top up your brake fluid until it's just above your full line or your high line. Replace your diaphragm, the little black rubbery thing, and your cap, and you're done. So now on to brake pads. So what you want to do is pull out the 2 pin retaining clips, so the pin holds the pads in, then push the pin through the pokey tool or a small screwdriver and remove the brake pad retaining clip, that metal kind of spring that you see. Then you can access the pads to remove them. So leave one pad in one side and remove the other side. Jimmy the removed pads sides pistons back into the caliper with a large screwdriver or a bar. Yes, there's obviously tools for this specific job, but I don't have them, and a screwdriver works, so don't see the need to invest in the tool when I don't need it. refit the new pad once the pistons are pushed back, and repeat for the other side. The opposite side's pad stops the pistons from pushing out too far, which allows you to do this one side at a time. Then just repeat this for the left hand side caliper, or whichever one you do first. Once both new pads are fitted, put back the pad retaining clip or spring in place. Slide the pin through, ensuring that it's also sliding through the holder in the actual spring clip, and then replace the two pin retaining clips. Just push them back in through the holes. Prime the brakes with a few lever pulls, and you're done. That's it. Brakes changed. Really easy change of brake pads on this bike.
So we're on now a test for the new brake lines and new brake pads. Just to check them, to bed them in. Well, they've already been bedded in. This is like a day later. But how do they feel? Amazing. Really happy with the brake feel that I got back from previous. The bite is back. The consistency of the levers is way better. And you know, just I can feel it now. It's really even. Anyway, yeah. So if it's something that you find a bit lacking on your own Fazer, the brake feel and brake linearity is the word I was looking for. Definitely a mod that is worth doing is change your brake lines to braided. I can't recommend HEL higher. I have lots of their product on my bikes now. I have all around brake lines on this bike, and I have the brake and clutch line on my Magna, and I've just ordered a full set for the surprise bike, which is the GSX-R, if I've already revealed that. So yeah, I'm very happy with their product. Always have been. Can't see that changing anytime soon. We'll do a brake test up here when we can. Yeah, just basically the linearity is way better. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it means like when you're pulling on your brake lever until you actually feel the bite, and then how consistent that bite is through the throw of your brake lever, and it is way better. I also have it on the back. It's not something that a lot of people actually like on the back, because sometimes they think it adds a bit too much bite to the rear. So here we go, brake test. That's only on the front, and we scrub off speed beautifully. It's lovely and consistent. It's lovely and balanced. Yeah, honestly, can't really talk up the modification more. If you feel that your Fazer lacks braking power, braking consistency, make this change. If you're still not happy, then put the double H brake pads on the front. I use EBCs. Again, something that I would highly recommend in order to... It's like one of the things that people don't do often enough is upgrade their brakes. And that's something I feel strongly about. Your bike can go fast, it needs to be able to stop fast. So yeah, absolutely something I would recommend. Hit up HEL, tell them I sent you. It probably won't get you a discount, but maybe eventually they'll give me a discount code if I send enough people. So yeah, there's the on-road test complete. So here we are off the bike, and this is how I have them kind of set up at the end. Obviously double line from the master cylinder, and they both go down and are split at that kind of joint down there. I've also cable tied them here just to keep them neater onto one of the forks. And then as you can see, there's a split down here. So what I did test is I got up on it, compressed the forks a lot in order to make sure that they weren't going to catch anywhere. The only thing I want to do is remove this, because it's no good for anything anymore. It doesn't fit anywhere. But there you go. New brake pads on and everything else. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. I hope you found it beneficial if you were looking to change these particular brake lines. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Adios. Outro crew. Do you like the blue? And do you have braided brake lines on your bike? And if not, why? Gracias, amigos.